Hi everyone, welcome to the Tertiary Toolbox video series. Today's episode is Do I Need a Tertiary Education? As you can see from this screen, there'll be quite a few episodes in this series ranging from what is the tertiary education to how to find courses, tertiary admission centres, applying, early entry, etc. etc. So make sure you keep an eye out for future episodes. They'll be uploaded to your classroom and also available directly from our Careers YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about a couple of different things. So first of all, we'll talk about the concept of what's next as opposed to what am I going to do for the rest of my life. We'll also talk about those students who know specifically what they want to try next. Then we'll talk about the other group of people, which is by far the majority. It's those group of people who are not entirely sure of exactly what they want to try next. And then we'll talk about the concept of future study as well. So what next? Statistically speaking, you'll have over 10 jobs in your working life. So as a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old, you need to stop thinking, what job am I going to do for the rest of my life? Because you will not be doing it for the rest of your life. Instead, you need to ask yourself, what am I going to do next? And just switching that focus has a massive difference to your mindset when you're considering different things that you can try post-school. So because you'll have your first next and then you'll have many more next after that, and then they all build on the previous one. So you may not need tertiary education now, but it's almost a given that at some stage you'll engage in tertiary education, whether that be in the vocational education and training sector, so the VET sector, so that's typically TAFE, or in the higher education sector, which is typically university. If you know what you want to do next, that's great. You're in the minority, but that's great. And some jobs will require that you actually do need a degree. So if you think of medicine, law, teaching, for example, in those instances, you don't have a choice. You most certainly do need a degree to actually get the qualifications necessary to secure a job. Then there are other jobs where you may need a lower level tertiary education, so a VET qualification, for example. So you might, let's say you want to work in the aged care sector. In most cases, a certificate 3 or 4 is all you should need. However, you could do a Bachelor of Applied Sciences in Community Services if you want to roll in the industry with higher responsibilities. Or you might do what lots of people do and start off with a certificate level qualification, work in the industry for a while, then you might decide that it's something you're really passionate about and that you want to get further qualifications, and you can most certainly do that. So regardless of what you're thinking at this stage, getting qualified is your ticket to get the career you want. So remember, a qualification isn't just a piece of paper, but it vouches for your dedication, your determination, your passion, knowledge and skills, and it's solid proof that you've got the intellectual ability and the keenness to learn and to get things done. You might be in the situation, which is by far the majority of you, where you don't know exactly what specific job you want to try next, but you might be really interested in a particular area. So it might be something you've studied at school that really interests you, or it might be something that you've been exposed to through family and friends. So you can go and do some study from a certificate level, diploma or degree to try and further your studies in that area. By immersing yourself in those studies, in those fields of interest, many job opportunities will become apparent that you have never been aware of before. So this is particularly true in emerging industries. Got many examples of ex-students that have done this that didn't have a specific job in mind, but had a passion to study a particular area. So for example, one of our ex-students loved geography at high school. He had no idea of what type of job that could lead to, but he did decide to go to university and study geography and sustainability. Through his studies, he developed an interest in sustainability and the circular economy, things that, he was interested in a very general sense from his studies at school, but became really passionate at university. He now works as a waste and circular economy sustainability consultant, a job that didn't even exist when he was at high school. He also works as a researcher for the University of Wollongong and RMIT in the areas of food waste, which is an area that he became really passionate about once he started studying those subjects at university. There's also the option of starting in a job that doesn't require any formal qualifications, but as time goes on and that you want to advance your career, Or you may want to have a complete career change. Then you can also do further study after that. It doesn't have to be directly after school. Education is lifelong, and that's what you need to remember. So getting some form of qualification and building on those qualifications is never going to be a disadvantage to you. It's always going to be an advantage. So as the final word, don't forget to refer to the other videos in this series. They'll be uploaded into your classroom as they become available. As always, I encourage you to book appointments to come and see me. You all know how to do that through the student landing page or by clicking in the link in my email signature. Or you may have a quick question. You don't have time to come and have an appointment. You can always still just email me. Hopefully you found this video useful, and stay tuned for future videos.